Lunch and Learn time.
Hello,
I'm here with Lauren.
friends.
Hi. And what time? 12:40. That's
Right
pretty
on
much what I thought would happen. So for today, we're talking about back to school, but with a teacher's perspective and kind of prepping herself for getting ready for the school year and getting classroom ready, getting her family ready, and that sort of thing. So before I start, I will kind of tell you where I know Lauren from. So Lauren is my neighbor across the street, and she's pretty awesome. And so she last minute said she would help me out with this Lunch and Learn, so I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, hey Jody, if you have any questions about teachers, getting their kids ready, this one's going to be specifically to the young ones, and then actually in 3 weeks, not next Tuesday, not next Friday, not the one after, but the third one, when I have Ria on for a second time, we're going to talk a little bit more about the older kids, so high school, going into like post-secondary, like going away to college, what things are going to be helpful, maybe in your dorm room and that sort of thing. And but today we're going to talk more about the littles. So we have products that are specific to the littles, but it's nice to know that if you get your health kit, your wellness box each month, you can make all the stuff that you need for your family, right? And for your kids getting ready for school. So when I asked Lauren to help me out, I had sent her a picture, a graphic of like making over a classroom. So we're going to talk a bit about that. And and then if you have questions, like I said, you can type them in. If we don't get to them today or during this live, then we'll absolutely go and answer them later. So I'm going to actually let Lauren tell you a bit about what school she's at and what grade she teaches and all that good stuff.
So exciting. So it's August. August is like the Sunday night of the summer. It's like school is coming.
Yeah.
It's super close. So I'm actually a French teacher, and I teach at a school, Jean Vanier, in London. And in that way, I have my cart and I kind of roll from classroom to classroom, which is actually awesome because I get to go into a bunch of different classrooms at a bunch of different grade levels and see a lot of things that really, really work well in a lot of different areas. And one thing that I notice all the time is the amazing teachers whose classroom that I visit, their classroom community that they spend so much time kind of fostering is so conducive. It's so student-centered, and they really, really focus on making their students feel safe. And I mean safe physically, yes, but also safe, really, most importantly, safe emotionally. So safe for them to make mistakes when they're learning, and just safe being at school and happy being at school. And so that's one of the things that I really try to keep in mind as a teacher, is how to really support my students emotionally and mentally, and as well as physically, and helping them to make sure that they feel safe and loved and cared for when they're at school. They spend a lot of time there. Mm-hmm. And so my little one, she's only 2, so she's not in elementary school yet, but she's a bit of a sassafras.
She is. She's awesome.
She's not.
And I'm not going to say anything, but she kind of gets a little from her mother. They match a lot. It's super cute. But
we do a lot of matching.
Yes.
So she is, I wouldn't say she's easy breezy. So this is something that I'm really going to have to, I think, work on with her when the time comes for her to go to school, is actually really supporting that emotional kind of component of starting school, and making sure that there's a lot of positive talk and positivity that surrounds the transition back to school. It's easier for us to kind of be like, even teachers, to be like, I have to go back to school. I can't believe how fast summer's gone. Yeah. So it's really important to keep talking positively and having a positive mindset about the return back to school. And so some ways that you can do that are just kind of making it a fun outing, going out and picking out a new backpack, something simple as that. Pick out a new lunch pail, pick out a new water bottle. That's a tip. Like, a lot of schools will want your child to have a water bottle that they're able to keep at their desktop, which is important. Okay. So make that a fun outing. Also, just starting happy kind of conversations, saying, what is something that you would like to improve on this year? or what's something kind that you could do the first day of school. Once they start school, you can say, what's something that made you laugh today? What's something that made your teacher laugh today? These are kind of open-ended questions that are sort of create more of a conversation than, how was your day?
Yeah.
Good, fine. You never know what kind of answer you're going to get.
Yeah.
So this way you can have some really sort of meaningful conversations about how school is going for them and how they're feeling about it.
Awesome. That's actually something that was on my list of, I have these checklists, and one of them does say, it's kind of cool. So this back to school checklist, and one of the tips at the bottom is actually communicate with the teachers, trust your intuition, yours and the child's. Okay, so you just talking about communicating with your child and before school starts, and kind of having a plan as to what you'll want, how to keep that communication up when school happens too, because
so important.
You don't want them to feel like they're not heard and that they're not supported. So
exactly.
That's awesome. And then also too, talking about getting them a new backpack, and I thought that was fun. Listen,
do you know someone who likes to shop?
That commercial, it's the most wonderful time of it's literally my favorite commercial.
I love it.
At work, so my coworkers, and actually one of my coworkers that does all our supplies and inventory for our department, she laughs at me because I'm like, I need 2 boxes of highlighters. I like highlighters. I like the different colored Post-it notes, please. I like notebooks. I do stuff. Oh my God, I love it. So if you're trying to tell me some kid does not like to buy stuff, they're full of it, they like it.
You should see them at school when they get their little pencil cases
open.
I bet. They're very excited about all of it.
And so what's kind of cool is what I wanted to ask you is for because it's the Catholic school board.
Yeah.
Any rules around what they can bring? So let's take it to the doTERRA. Let's take it to essential oils. If the child's been using them as part of their home regimen, to help them calm to sleep, to help them focus, to help them breathe. Some of them use not medicated inhalers, but also will use products to help them with respiratory, or if they have tummy problems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's the schools from what what's the school policies on that?
I think a lot of it would sort of depend school by school basis. I've never run into any kind of problems or issues surrounding that. I think it's definitely something, again, it goes back to communication. So if your child has something that they enjoy using that supports them, I think, again, it would be important to communicate that just to their teacher, explain what it is, explain where the child would be able to have access to it, and go from there. And I think if I were a homeroom teacher, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
But because some of it has scent, right? Because essential oils, aromatherapy is a huge part of it, not just the topical application or internal ingestion, any of that, but just even the smells. So if scent is an issue,
and
what do you think?
My school is a scent-free zone, so I'm not allowed to wear any kind of perfumes or harsh lotions or anything of that, which is understandable. I do know of a few teachers who actually diffuse essential oils in their classroom. For certain, I know that there are so many different combinations that you can use, and they do that to support their students and their focus and their energy and lots of different things. So I have seen that personally.
Okay, awesome.
And I feel like essential oils aren't the same as no, they're not the same as a harsh perfume or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Because that's definitely, there's a different scent, I think, that comes along with essential oils.
Absolutely.
I can't make a blanket statement and say that they're going to be okay in every single school, but I think it's definitely something worthwhile communicating with your child's teacher.
Perfect. Because that's really important too, because if it's something that's helped your child when they were at home, you really want to continue that, because that's another thing that helps them feel supported, but also helps them feel comfortable, especially maybe it's a new grade,
helps
new
that
school,
transition.
the transition, right? So if they know they've got that, and it's something with the kids line, it's got those cool tops with the carabiners on it, and it can just attach to their knapsack. So that's something that's it's so simple. I do know some of our oils, right, are strong. So for digestion, we have one specific, but we also have peppermint is one oil that when you dilute it, it brings the scent down a bit, but I mean, it smells minty, and that's really good for digestion, for headaches, that type of thing. So I guess, yeah, what Lauren's saying is just communicate with your school officials to see what it is that can be done. Maybe it needs to be applied first thing in the morning, and it could be at lunch when they're out. So then they go outside, and then it maybe dissipates a bit, so it's not so much in the room.
Worthwhile conversation.
Absolutely.
To have.
Absolutely. The other thing one of the other things I want to talk about is cooties, because kids are gross. Listen, I have 2 and I have a grandchild. I'm not trying to be mean. Kids are gross. And so I love them. I love
germs.
kids. There's a lot of germs. So what do you do? So I know that my one friend last year, I have many teacher friends. So Kylie, who's one of my friends, last year I was going to go into her classroom and for the same theme to check out kind of how she got set up, and it didn't kind of work out. But I know she uses the oils for like keeping her immunity up and keeping everything up that way, and even cleaning up. So when do you go back to school to start your setup of your classroom?
Me personally, and it's sometimes different from other teachers, but me personally, I will be back that last week of August, getting myself set up, getting myself organized, tidied, getting everything ready to go. And a lot of other teachers, that's when they'll be there as well. Just sort of preparing everything.
Now, I know it's not been many moons since you were there. Last you were there was in June.
Yeah.
Dust buildup? Would it be really, like, is it kind of gross? Or
you know what? Our custodians, they're
summer?
awesome. Yeah, they're awesome. Okay. They are still there at the summer, and they really, really work hard to kind of get everything really fresh for September.
Okay, good.
But throughout the year, that does happen.
Yeah. And that's another thing I was thinking of, like, just even for respiratory.
For sure.
If, like, a child has issues at all with respiratory, being able to have something that they could bring to school with them to help with that would be good. And then I'm just thinking, as for teachers, like, as well, like, I know you clean up before you leave in June, so then it shouldn't be too bad.
But I do notice that once the students are outside at recess time, especially in kind of May, June, and September, when it's still so hot, can be really humid outside. A lot of our students who do have maybe problems with asthma or that type of thing, they can get themselves like really sort of irritated. Like breathing can be hard for them in that sort of weather. So it does happen. Yeah. I
mean, and we have products that can support along with any medicines that the kids are taking. So I know lots of kids that have they use inhalers, but also will use our Breathe. We'll make up a roller for them just to help them, and they don't have to use their inhaler as much, they find, which is great. But they get very excited too when they're running around the schoolyard, and they're like, they're so excited, and then that's part of it too. But just taking in dust, and it's still a bit of an allergy season, right? Because you're hitting into the fall, so there's that as well. So it's good to know that, like, there's on both sides of the school as well as the family can, like, work towards, like, helping the child with that. And then the other thing, in germs in general, all year
all year
it's a germ thing you have to, like, watch for. So what do you do to keep your immunity up?
You know what, I feel like it doesn't matter what I do. Like, come that third week of September, everybody is sick. We're all together, we're sick. But I think it's easy, I find, in the summertime, I sort of let my routine go. Like, I'm up later than usual. Not drinking as much water. That's all year long, too. Not drinking as much water as I should. I'm not eating as well as I should be. So I think those are things, it's important to kind of get yourself back into a routine to make sure that you're eating well, you're sleeping enough, drinking all of your water, getting some nice exercise in, some outside time in, I think is important. Just keeping your body and your mind healthy to help you battle off any kind of germs that are going to definitely be there.
Yes. So then when you get there, what are some of the things that you do
all day long
to try to keep it?
Before I eat, like, really, I try and wash my hands a lot before I eat. Sanitize my hands every time I go into a classroom and every time I leave. Like, I really just try and, it's an ongoing battle.
And so what's nice clearly about doTERRA is that we have your On Guard products, and they're natural sanitizer, and there's the spray. I'll get you some I'll hook you up with a little bit there to take, and they're very handy, and they're perfect for continuous use, because the thing with like sanitizers and soaps, if you're doing it a lot, it can be hard on the skin. It can get into the skin. I mean, clearly, like doctors, when they scrub up, doing surgeries and stuff like that, it's gonna happen. But even some of the major hospitals in the U.S. or like John Hopkins, they use essential oils products and stuff in there, because it's just you're putting that into your system. It's a little more gentle in terms of like you could use it often, but it's not as toxic, right? Yeah. So get in the school, you're washing. Anything for the kids, other than encouraging them, I guess, to constantly wash their hands before it's lunchtime and wash when they come in from recess. Yeah.
We have a lot of conversations about it because some of the littles, they haven't learned that. They're still learning personal hygiene.
I'm Madame Scarpelli, hug me. Ew. I mean, you're so cute. I can only imagine. I teach dance to little kids, right? And so I get it. And they're like, they love me, and they're like,
they're so sweet. But some of them, we just need to make it like an actual topic of conversation and learning about personal hygiene, always encouraging them to wash their hands. A lot of classrooms do have hand sanitizer accessible for the kids to use before they eat. If I'm in a classroom right before lunch, I will send my kids to wash their hands before they start their lunch. Try and cut down on as many germs as we can.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just an ongoing common sense type stuff.
For sure.
Every day. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Lice is another.
Ooh, child lice. Okay, so my granddaughter, for those who don't know, so she's mixed. So my son is like mixed. He's white black, and then his Zoe's mother is like Trinidadian, but she's very, very light. So Zoe is like blonde hair, thin hair, and she's gotten it twice. She's gotten it twice, but I've given her mother some stuff to use, but she's not using it maybe. But when she's at my house, I have a spray that's made when she takes her shower. Even just it's got rose hip water in it, and it's wonderful, and it's got everything to help get rid of like to keep it at bay type idea. So definitely that must, because I would get the call sometimes if it was my weekend to pick her up that can you guess she's got lice. I'm like, I love it, jeebers, right? Okay, so
tough.
So with
super common and
super common,
so tough.
So kind of as teachers have the conversations with the kids to help them learn, navigate things like hygiene. Parents doing the exact same thing at home before school starts is very handy. And making it, I find with kids, making it as if they're in on the process. So not just screaming, ew, come over here and spray your hands. Like Zoe I'll say, we're at the McDonald's Playland, and I'll say, Zoe, you gotta spray your hands. And she'll come over and she wants to spray her own hands, and then she smells it because it's On Guard and it smells nice. Like, so you want kind of to do the same thing, educate them and keep it as part of the regular routine, but make it fun to say, right? So you get like really
them
fun
some power with it and some independence.
So when we talk to when I have Rhea next week talking about like oral care and all that, like I'm sure she's going to bring up things like fun toothbrush and it's maybe a timed one, maybe something with music, like if you have something,
whatever
a routine, whatever you can do. Cool. And if you were able to, as a teacher, to diffuse, On Guard is really a good one to diffuse, just off in the back corner. I have a lot of my teacher friends that can diffuse. Off in the back corner, it's a nice scent too, but it's antibacterial, antifungal, all of that good stuff. So something to think about there. Also, they're saying you can use On Guard lemon spray to wipe desks down, wipe things down. So rather than buying wipes, you can try something a little natural. So that's a good one too. I think for lice, you can use the tea tree. There's lots of different DIYs for lice, but tea tree is the number one component. So you want to use that.
That's something I use on myself.
Do you? Oh, totally. And if you want to build your own immunity up, in addition to washing hands and keeping things clean, taking vitamins and taking certain vitamins. So do you take, like vitamin C and echinacea? Oh, she's like, maybe this is why 3 weeks in you're sick, girl. This might be why.
Tell me.
I'm just saying. So you should have. Okay, so for women in general, we should be taking vitamins and minerals for ourselves. We should be taking vitamin D for our bones.
Okay.
I swear she's really intelligent. She's a teacher.
Really?
But you heard
hook me up with some of these vitamins.
Oh, that's not a problem. So your general multivitamin, if you like to get started.
Okay, I take one of those.
There you go.
Take one of those when I remember.
Now, if you have other things that you have to consider, so myself, I have low iron, so I need to take some extra things, or I look for a multivitamin that has more in it versus just one a day. Everyone knows my story about vitamins, just that I used to take like Centrums and stuff like that, and it would make me actually feel nauseous. And it wasn't until I used some natural vitamins. So same sort of thing. It's just better stuff in
better
it.
for you in there.
Right, better stuff in it. So because it was making me not feel well. I'm not gonna say anything if it works, because that's what I was taking in the beginning. So taking that, but in addition to peak seasons, now you said it's all year round, so basically from September to June, she's just trying to apply herself with stuff. I'm pretty good. Like, I don't have allergies, so I don't need to take anything extra for allergies, knock on wood. Definitely I used to just take from, November to like March.
Yeah.
I would add On Guard, like we have gels, like just the extra, and in theory it's the same as adding extra vitamin C and echinacea and a drop of oregano, all the things people tell you to take.
Right.
That's kind of what that combats by taking this On Guard gel in addition to in there. So I find that I don't get sick as often. It still happens. Like there's super bugs.
Exactly.
Never claim to say that like essential oils are cure for anything by any means. Just supports. Yeah. So you still get sick, but not as long. If I don't get sick as long, it might be a day and a half. If I make sure I take a rest, too. So you have to help it along too. The oil, it's not magic. It's not going to just do everything. If you take a rest, you recover. It's not as long, I find. And then you can actually make yourself some great things to go along with your recovery. So we do one called Flu. So it's frankincense, lavender, oregano, On Guard, melaleuca, aka tea tree, and Flu, right? And basically you put that in a roller ball with some coconut oil, and it's just it smells like medicine-y. But it's natural, and like I put it on my nasal passages because I get nasal colds, right? Maybe on my throat. As soon as I start to feel it scratchy, put it on my throat. Just rub it in. I like the smell of it because it's got oregano in it, so it's like woo child, right?
Spicy,
yeah. So do that, and then you can even make that into a veggie cap if you wanted to ingest. I don't need any more stuff to ingest, but I find that helps. And I still at night will take a sinus pills to sleep, so I can get that rest recovery. You still need sleep. I just need to knock out. So just adding that into your, as a parent, as a teacher, adding that immunity boosting, whatever you can do to help, that will help keep everyone else in the house, I find, healthier too. Like I diffuse On Guard with something in my house at all times, like all year, all times, because Zoe comes in and she'll be like, it's snotty and whatever. So that's something like trying to build up everyone's immunities, and vitamins is a good way.
Yeah,
a good way. I think those are the main things I wanted to talk to you about, because it's just back to school. It's coming. It's happening. Zoe is in junior kindergarten camp, so she'll be in junior kindergarten in September.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, I should post a picture with you just holding her when she was a baby.
She was just a tiny little munchkin.
And so that's gonna be. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not crying. You're crying. And when she graduated from daycare,
really
oh my gosh,
she's gonna.
I think so. I think
she's gonna take that place by storm.
I think she just might. Yep. We got a haircut last time, so she's like, love my haircut.
See, and that's another fun thing that you can do. Fun backpack, fun lunch pail, fun haircut. You know,
That's
positive.
good.
It's all good.
It's all positive.
It's all good. Positive mindset.
Yes.
Healthy bodies. We
Yes.
got this.
Awesome. Okay, well, if anybody watching, so Chelsea, Christina, Chantel, Tammy, Rhea, and Jody again, I think you're all probably gone now. You were watching, but that's okay. If you have questions or you know anyone that would really benefit from this, unless they're in the group, they won't be able to see it and I can't share it out. So they can message myself. They can message Christina too, for the page to just ask questions about anything that they could use to help them get their kids and themselves ready for school. And yeah, I think that's it. Thanks, Lauren.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
So much fun.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time before I make you come on to either my podcast, write for my blog, or come into a live. So sorry, I'm not sorry.
Super fun.
It was gonna be,
Super
and
fun.
probably we'll have you again
Yay.
to answer other questions about stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, we're good to go. So next week it'll be Rhea Belsh, who is a dental treatment coordinator, as well as my very good friend too. So she's going to talk to us about the oral care. And I had put a note in that I was able to get another friend of mine, Jess Johnstone. I wanted to call her Jess. Sorry, Jess. Jess Johnson. She's the owner-operator of Holistically Clean Company that she created. And yeah, we're both wellness advocates together. So I said, yeah, a clean house, being organized. And luckily my husband's not in the group, which is bad. He should be in the group, but if he saw me and heard me say a clean house, he would laugh and he would laugh and he'd laugh. I have one cleaning job. That's the bathrooms. Oh, child, it's so hard to get me to do them.
Job.
I know, but once it's done, I love it. I feel like
Don't
I'm like,
you
this
just
is so
feel
great.
amazing?
But I cannot muster it up. It's like a couple weeks. Like I do the bait, and he can't stand it, so he'll get like at least the counter and the mirror, because he can't stand it anymore. And I'm just like, I just go in. But yeah, so we get to talk to her. She's gonna come on and help me with a live class at the end of the month too. So that'll be awesome. But yeah, thanks everybody, and I hope you have a good long weekend. We will talk to you soon. Bye.